Hi Leo, welcome to your September 2019 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So as the month of August began, there were 4 personal planets in your sign. And September starts off in a similar vein with 4 personal planets in Virgo. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And also coming off of a new moon at the end of August that was also in Virgo. This is your second house, Virgo, and this is the house of earned income and possessions and self-esteem. I like to just call it a money house because in my own life, I experienced a transit of Jupiter through the second house where I received money that had nothing to do with anything that I had worked towards. So I think we can kind of generalize it as attracting money because Venus is a ruler of this house, and Venus is one of those planets. And so you can be in a good position to attract money, but it's more than that because Mars is willing to roll up its sleeves and get down to work and to actually work hard for the money that you make. So you're not just sitting there waiting for it to float towards you. Now, if you just had Venus there, that might be the case, but this is not what's happening. The Sun and Mercury, to me, it's like creativity ideas that you're generating that can serve to create this money flow. Actually, describing it as a money flow almost seems to me as multiple income streams, because when you create, and I'm acting like, oh yeah, I'm this expert on it, but I mean, I'm saying this to myself too, even though I'm not a Leo. I mean, the more that you have, and some of them may be passive, you always have this money flowing towards you. And even if it's just like a little bit here, a little bit there, it just feels like you're just constantly, it's not just a feeling, it's the truth. You're constantly being replenished. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that Mercury can relate to banking, computers, commerce. So there's like that business connection to Mercury in addition to just plain old communication. I should have said that, obviously. And so you could see some sort of income stream that is connected to these areas, or at least, conceive of one. And so that's very interesting. So on the 14th, we have a full moon at 21 degrees of Pisces. For you, Leo, this is the 8th house. The 8th house is, as we always say, sex, death, other people's money. Actually, more than that. It can be metaphysics, the secrets of the universe, conspiracy theories, if you will. That may not be theories after all. But yeah, like even mysteries themselves. If somebody has planets in the 8th house in their natal chart, they may love mysteries, true crime, and stuff like that. But in any case, the full moon here, because the moon is such an intuitive heavenly body, there could be some kind of revelation that you have that relates to your life at a very deep level. An uncovering of a secret. The 8th house can be a very purging kind of a place. The shadow work, if you will. Because this is Scorpio's house. And Scorpio is never content to live at the surface of life, but always probing the deepest, far burrowing reaches of themselves. And the full moon can bring these things to light, okay? So a secret could be revealed, but, I think especially something that you're keeping from yourself. So kind of like really coming up with some realization about maybe something that you have distanced yourself from. When we talk about the shadow, we're talking about the parts of ourselves that we refuse to accept because of shame, because of fear, and people who are very out of touch with their shadow, these are the people that tend to kind of be held back in life in one way or the other. I think within personal relationships, this can be especially evident, where they can never really be authentic because they're always on. It's like they're always playing this role. I think Leo is a sign that needs this kind of a transit because you are very extroverted and you tend to be quite charismatic, but sometimes you may be too much in the outer and need to kind of be more in touch with the inner. And this is the perfect full moon for that. This can also relate to other people's money. Full moons can bring things to a heightened state, a culmination, so kind of like a finale. If you have been fighting over a will, this may be the time when things are settled. Although this could also be a time when you discover a will. Maybe somebody was trying to keep you away from this knowledge, cut you out of a will, and somehow you find out. That could be the secret that gets exposed. On this very same day, on the 14th, we also have Mercury and Venus going into Libra. Now, this is a friendly angle for you because Libra is an air sign, and it is sextiling you, and so it makes things manifest more easily. The third house is the house that Gemini rules in the universal chart, so it's all about communication, and teaching, learning is part of that. Sharing, giving and receiving information is teaching and learning. And what else? Your siblings are third house. Oh, that's interesting. And also cousins and aunts and uncles. Now, that may have something to do with that full moon. If this is a family member and a will, you may be more in communication with your siblings. Venus being there is good because it means that the communication will be pleasant, will be polite. If Mars was in the third house, I might say watch out, and there might be some fighting, but it sounds like this is going to be more harmonious. But this is really great for anything that you have to do that involves writing projects, or even if you are online and you're trying to launch a business and you need some kind of social media. Perfect. Actually, social media. Mercury, Venus and Mercury. Social is the Venus, media is the Mercury. On the 18th, we have Saturn turning direct in Capricorn, 6th house. Very practical. This is Virgo's natural house, so it's an earth house. And Saturn is turning direct in an earth sign, so it's a very good time for getting your work ethic back. You might have been slacking off a little bit, Leo, which is not really how you roll. You're usually very, I think Leo has almost workaholic tendencies sometimes. So you're going to get those back. Maybe you were on vacation over the summer, over the time when it's your solar return. You decided to take a lot of time off. You know, there was this woman that I used to listen to on the radio who had a show, and I think her sun sign was actually Cancer, but just based on, she had like this big mane, like this big head of hair. I felt like, distinctive type of hairdo, but it was real big like a lion's mane. I had a feeling that she had a lot of inner planets in Leo. And I remember she told her audience one day that she was taking the whole week off for her birthday. And I thought, oh gosh, she's got to have Leo in her, because maybe you took off a whole month for your birthday or something. Because just to honor yourself, right? So anyway, you're getting back to brass tacks. Okay. The sixth house is also the house of health. So if you had some health regimen that you were following and you kind of fell off the wagon for a few months, let's see, how long has Saturn been retrograde? Probably since April. You're going to probably get back on, on that, in the saddle again, okay? On the 23rd, the sun goes into Libra, and that is the equinox period. In the northern hemisphere, it's the fall equinox, autumn equinox. So, this is particular to the northern hemisphere, is that there's a sense of, okay, we're really doing this. The summer is really over with. And even though there might be warm days ahead, we're going into this new season, and that really is interesting because this is coming on the heels of Saturn going direct in your sixth. So you're going to really feel this shift, Leo, and the sun is going into your third house. So this is, again, really emphasizing communication of some sort, as well as any kind of skills that you're acquiring, maybe through some certification course or some kind of credentials that you are acquiring. This can be the time when you're doing that. And even like being in the educational field in some way, shape, or form. And, the sun is your ruler, so this can be a very creative influence. Maybe you are feeling like you want to write a book. And this is a power period when we have the equinoxes and the solstices. The sun is going into a cardinal sign, and we all feel like just starting things. It's almost like a new moon in a sense. And speaking of new moons, on the 28th, there's a new moon at 5 degrees of Libra, so it's going into that third house as well. So this is a time for you to really spread your ideas through writing, through the written word, through any kind of way that you can, maybe public speaking even. Leos would be perfect for that because you have a natural inclination towards being in front of crowds, that performer's instinct. And especially now, this would really suit you. So in any case, I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you'd like a personal reading, please click on the link below. My website is ReinaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.